Hi everyone, it's me Charlie, and I'm here to give my day one thoughts on Deadpool Diner. I believe we had a very rough start, and I do think the complaints are valid. The starting buffs given are way too little in comparison with the stakes at the first table. Just 3 games, even 3 very conservative games, and you could be out if you retreat or lose those games. And it is very possible to be caught in these scenarios, even for good players, even for very good players. Alright, because 3 games retreat plus loss, it's not out of the world. Alright, it's actually very common. The next issue that springs to mind is how this event is structured on poker, on gambling. Alright, and it's obviously a money sucking event. I concur as well, and this is by far the most greedy second dinner have been. Alright, most of the time I turn a blind eye towards any monetizing attempts, no matter how greedy it is, because at the end of the day, second dinner is a corporation, it is a company with the goal, with the objective of making money and, you know, not running a charity. So for the most part of it, I'm fine. But what is most disheartening about this event is how you can literally buy bucks to move up the ladder. That's something that I really cannot look past. Alright, imagine someone is able to spend gold and move up ranks on ladder. That's crazy. It entirely removes the gameplay aspect, and this is why I really think it's a huge boo-boo. Alright, and another thing that I really don't like is that the regeneration cap. Alright, what I mean, at the moment it is always 8 hours. Let me show you guys. Alright, so you can see my current regeneration rate is 75,000 bucks, alright, per every 1 hour, up to 600k bucks. So that's 8 hours. Now this creates a situation whereby you have to play every 8 hours. This reminds me of the day when I was playing games like Utopia, Warbook, and I have to wake up in the wee hours just to tap my kingdoms and my alliance kingdoms, alright, and use resources. Now I know every game wants their player base to play their game actively, very actively, as much as possible, but we are in 2024, so this kind of scheduling, this kind of FOMO creation is, for lack of word, barbaric. Now let's move on to things that are a little bit more positive and a little bit more constructive. Alright, so let's take a look at where I am first. I'm currently at the around 1.5 mark. Alright, I don't know if this is fast enough. I don't know if I'm in good pace to get Cassandra Nova in time. We'll take it as it is. I think it's very important to actually hit the 600,000 mark, alright, as soon as possible. This is the race, this is the key point, alright, because at this point it gives you like what I showed you previously, like what I just showed you, alright, it gives you 75k bucks regen per hour. Now before I hit this 600,000 mark, I can remember that my bucks regen was at a very pathetic 7.5k bucks per hour. Now tell me, how is anyone supposed to hit 15 million bucks when the regeneration is so low? That's impossible. That's just insane and impossible. That's why I've actually earmarked this 600,000 milestone as the critical one. Alright, because after I hit it, I'm starting to see, oh, it is actually possible to reach to amass 15 million bucks. Now, as for what am I using to climb, I'm actually using the same Loki deck. Alright, this same Loki deck that got me to Infinite this season. Alright, if you want to see some gameplays, look through some of my older videos. I've also put the deck list into the description of this video. I see it as being very similar to ladder. You're moving up the buffs ladder and trying to get as much buffs as possible, just like cubes in ladder. Alright, so if you have a deck that you use in ladder, alright, you enjoy using in ladder, you consistently use in ladder, you can use it for this Deadpool Diner as well. I think it fits very well. You don't have to craft, you don't have to specially craft a deck. Alright, you don't have to do anything special for this Deadpool Diner, at least in my opinion. what I think is key to reaching your goal, or rather our goal. Alright, whatever it is, wherever you want to land, alright. I mean, most people will be happy just to get Cassandra Nova. Some wants to really go all the way and get that variant, get an avatar, I don't know. Alright, but to me, the most important thing is patience. Alright, because at the end of the day, we need buffs to play. Alright, it is very devastating if you run out of buffs. No buffs, no games. Right, but it is very easy to get tilted. Alright, and yeah, once you lose your buffs, as I mentioned, you can't play anymore and you are stuck, literally stuck. Alright, in ladder, even, you know, if in ladder you drop, you lose 8 cubes, you can still play the next game and try to get back cubes. In Conquest, yeah, you can fail at any stage. You can restart all over and play again and build it up. But in this Deadpool diner, you can't. Alright, unless you spend gold, you spend real money to, you know, buy buffs. Alright, but that's a whole different demographic, so I'm not going to talk about that. Right? So this is why I caution against snapping too much, or in fact, I don't even snap. Alright, because the game already auto snaps for us. So there's no need to accelerate this, because if we make a wrong judgment, if we lose, alright, and lose our buffs, go out of buffs, it's very crazy. It totally throws us off whatever we have done so far, and it's just crazy. Alright, the second bit of advice is actually not rush into the higher stakes grounds. Okay, this is actually in line with my previous advice, which is to be careful with your buffs. Okay, a lot of times the problem is a lot of people, once they unlock the next ground, next table, alright, oh okay, they play the next table, and it's actually very intuitively, it's very intuitive, alright. But the problem is, now let's say I'm at this ice cream table, alright, 400k buffs needed. Alright, okay, another issue that I have is this is really small and I can't see, but obviously I have less than 600k, alright, because you can see the counter. Alright, and let's say what happens if I lose the game. I will be out 400,000 buffs. That brings me to, you know, less than 200,000. So it effectively bankrupts your buffs wallet very quickly if you were to play that table, the table that you just unlocked very quickly. Alright, and you'll be very demoralized because all the buffs that you have so painfully earned is now gone. So what I actually advise is to actually play, you know, 2 tables down or even 3 tables down. Alright, to be a little bit more conservative, to be a little bit more safe, so that you can keep playing. Alright, but there is of course an exception, which is the next thing that I want to talk about. And I think it's very important to understand how regeneration works. Alright, because when you understand how it works, it allows you to take a little bit more risk. Alright, so we need to use the regeneration, otherwise we are simply missing out on free buffs that we can gamble on, that we can be a little more aggressive on. Okay, now it feels great to see a huge number here, although I can't really read this, I don't know why. Alright, it's very small for me, I'm on Steam. Okay, it feels great to see a huge number, but the goal is not to have a lot of buffs left, but rather to gain a lot of buffs in the process. Our goal is to gain 15 million buffs. It doesn't matter if we also lost 14.99 million buffs along the way, right? So what this means is that if I see I have more buffs than my regeneration cap, so if the number here is, let's say, 700,000, alright, and I know my cap is 600,000, I'll actually play a higher stakes ground and also be more aggressive, because it doesn't matter if I lose, well, I'll regenerate the buffs back over time. Alright, because if I have 700,000, nothing happened, nothing is going to happen. So why not just risk that, you know, 100,000 buffs, 200,000 buffs, and have it regenerate? I'm going to have 75,000 buffs coming in the next hour anyway. So this is what I meant by using the regeneration to allow yourself to take more risks. Thank you for tuning into this video. I hope I've given you some insights on how to progress on Deadpool's Diner. I've yet to get Cassandra Nova, but together we will. Signing off, Charlie.